Today I introduced Billie to moving puzzles. Moving puzzles helps with mental stimulation, which is oftentimes more exhausting than physical stimulation. This particular moving puzzle will help her burn some physical energy as she has to navigate the cavalettis, but for the most part, it's allowing her brain to think and her brain to think methodically and concentrate, which is just going to be good for calming the mind.
Yes, good job. She needs a little tea. Yes. Calm. Nice.
We did box work, which is an exercise in allowing the dog to figure out what the right answer is. Today we introduced distractions, and ultimately always the right answer is turning back to the handler, which is what you're going to see her being yesed and rewarded for. Logan did put down this like moving cat toy, which you can see Billie is interested in. Once she can turn away from the cat toy and come back to me, she gets marked and rewarded. The fencing allows for the safety of allowing the dog to go through whatever process they need to go through before they think of the right answer, which is coming back to handler. Once a dog distraction is presented, you'll see that Billie will bark. I don't address the barking. I don't say anything. Again, the fencing allows for the freedom and the safety of allowing the dog to go through their process, work through through that process not being the right answer, and coming to the right answer on their own. When dogs know how to make the right decision on their own outside of food lures, leash pressure, or owner input, they won't make the mistake in the future. They're far more likely to choose the right answer on their own with no external help. You saw Billie go through her process, and then she turned back towards me. She gets paid, and she really doesn't make this mistake anymore after the second time. She might go out and check Riot out, but there's no more barking. It's no excitement, anything like that. She begins to do so well that I end up adding my recall word, or her recall word, which is her name.
Good job. Brian's like, are we doing this game again? Get it. Uh-oh. I'm so sad. I'm sorry, Billie. Yes. Good girl. I'm going to add the recall for her. Get it. Billie. Yes. Good girl. Ready? Get it. Billie. Yes. Good girl. Ready? Get it. Definitely farm. Did you get it? Billie. Yes.
Here we're working on waiting at doors, and I want Billie to hold her sit while the door opens. While it feels like this was taking a long time, in reality, this clip is only 1 minute and 18 seconds long. So realistically, a lot of training has to do with the owner being willing to take the time and insist upon the rules. In this case, the rule is Billie must hold her sit while the door opens and maintain that sit until she is invited out the door. So we just wear every time she stands up. We're just going to keep fixing her, putting her back. Here I do begin to yes and reward like every touch of the doorknob, every little tiny opening of the door, just like letting her know that holding the sit while the door is being handled at all is the right answer. With all training, we always want more yeses than nos. And so since she was earning a lot of no's by getting up, I was like, how can I make this easier for her to understand? Touching the doorknob, opening the door, yesing and treating, always fixing her when she stands back up. Must be diligent.
Let's go. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yes.
I decided to work on a chin rest. This is going to be good for cooperative care handling, so like handling in reference to being groomed or veterinary care. We always start that kind of work with a chin rest and a chin rest to our hands. And eventually what I want her to do is be able to be very still when my hand goes under her chin, Right now, she still thinks I'm trying to ask for shake hands, which I'm not. I'm just trying to get her to hold still while she rests her chin in my hand.
Very nice.
It can be a bit of a process, so stay tuned for that progress. And here we are working on climb. Right now, I'm working on the value building phase of climb, not necessarily duration. But pretty quickly in our session, we do end up with a distraction in the lobby. So it goes from teaching climb to working on DMT, which is distraction, mark, treat. DMT is our foundation for distraction work. Without DMT, we have no distraction work whatsoever. So it doesn't matter what we are working on. If our goal was to work on climb, but a distraction presents itself, then we must abandon the climb training and move into distraction mark treat, which is what you're about to see in a moment.
Fine. Yes. Good girl.
You can see that I did not have her leash in my hands initially while I was letting her think about going to climb. Once I saw the distraction coming, I did put her leash in my hands. I also instructed her to go to climb and then began rewarding her for being there while the distraction was present. You will see that Billie might boof or give a little bark at this dog in the lobby, but eventually she moves into the protocol just fine, and she gets heavily rewarded for looking at the distractions, but not breaking climb, not barking, not being overly excited or aroused of any kind.
Looking for it and happy to it. Yes. 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 Good girl. Yes. Yes. Yes.